Welcome, friends, to another live conversation on ALLATRA TV. And today is a special day because we also doing a collaboration with Prajantra TV of India, and we have a very special guest with us today. But before we introduce him, I would like to tell our viewers about the program. Today, we will get to know our guest, and also we will find out how does he envision a creative society. So what is a creative society? A creative society is a project on a platform of ALLATRA International Public Movement. It's a project that you can learn more about by visiting allatraunites.com. And the goal of this project is to ask every single person on planet Earth, how do they envision a creative society? A society where everybody is happy, a society where everybody feels safe, a society where everybody lives a fulfilled life. How do we imagine that? So we will have our guest on today, and he will tell us a little bit more about him and his background and what he's already doing to get us closer to the creative society. So my name is Olga, and my co-host today is Deepak. Welcome, Deepak. And Deepak is from Prajantra TV. And can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself and Prajantra TV, and then introduce our guest to us?
Namaste from India. My name is Deepak, Executive Editor, Prajantra TV, and greetings of all for peace from India. So Prajantra TV is working here, and now ALLATRA TV and Prajantra TV are just collaborating, and we will be seeing the entire cause of the world in a very single platform. It means there will be one life, one human, and one world. So this is Prajantra TV from India. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And today our guest is Biswadeb Religions Initiatives. Welcome. Can you please tell us a little bit about your background and how did you get started?
So I come from a very deep rural village of India, which is the eastern part of India, West Bengal, the state of West Bengal. Recently, we had a devastating cyclone pass through in the last 2 days. So we are dealing with it. But I come from a village, and I come from a yogi family. My father was the yogi in a way that he was not known to West countries, but he was very much within the community. And I had the opportunity to learn to embrace people in a form of oneness, because that's what the practice of my father did, is how to embrace the oneness, how to connect our inner self with the cosmic energy. And that means that you are able to accept everybody without any judgment, so much embedded with the music. And that drawn me so much.
Is our guest, but maybe our IT team
started learning various drums.
Okay, he's back.
Are celebrating together. So that's how I came to know about URI. URI is about really bringing people together from different culture, different traditions, different paths. That's how I relate to the work I do now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we actually have our IT team has prepared a quick video of you playing the instruments. And I know you're very passionate about the music. So I will ask our IT team to show us that video now. Could you please comment for our guests what type of instrument is that?
Yes, this is the drum called tabla, Indian drum. 2 sets of drum. The left one play the bass, the right one in the melodious tone.
Deepak, did you have a question for our guest to get started?
Yes, I do have.
All right, let's go ahead.
Okay, you are connected as from URI, United Religions Initiative, and that is working in 108 countries of the world and working on the interfaith development of human community. So could you please tell me something more about the URI and the mission and vision of URI?
So let me explain to you the purpose of URI. What actually attracted me is the purpose of the URI, United Religions Initiative, is to promote, the purpose of it is to promote enduring daily interfaith cooperations to end religiously motivated violence and to create cultures of peace, justice, and healing for the earth and all living beings. By saying that, every day people in the grassroots community coming together with the purpose of whatever the local issue, the community come together to solve, as an example, issue with the water, sanitation, or women skill building, the leadership development. The uniqueness of URI is engage people from different culture, different tradition, different faith, and also any faith tradition yet to come. If people have a different belief, so the URI platform is provide an opportunity to everybody to come together to solve the social issues, to people come together. And maybe the primary focus there can be to provide safe drinking water to the community. But people of different belief, different faith, different traditions agreed together to work. So that's the more strengthening the movement of local grassroots movement, bringing interfaith, intercultural, and all intertraditional aspect into the movement, which makes it more unique. And that's what drawn me into it, to bring really, even as an artist, as a culture, music, we have a lot of scope and opportunities to unite people with music, performing art. And that's what the beauty of the organization's United Religions Initiative.
That is very, very important for the whole community. I mean, not just the world. And do you guys only work in India, or do you also work in different countries as well?
So we are working more than, at this moment, we are present in 108 countries in the world. URI was found in US, well, it's in the global organizations deeply rooted with grassroots communities. We call our groups are called cooperation circles. So we all sit in a circle, we all work in a circle, and the cooperation circles are really the blood and the flesh of the organizations who actually carry the main activities of in the community. So URI was started forming in the 1993, but finally in the year of 2000, the charter of the United Religions Initiative was formed, was signed. So legally, in the year of 2000, it was born, and it was started from the United States in California, Episcopal bishop that founded it. Because there was a meeting in the United Nations, says, if all the nations coming together, where are the religions? So that the first initiation started, the mantra started, why not we do something with the religions? And the founder of the United Religions Initiative, William Bishop Swing, started these activities, traveling all around the world, trying to understand why religions, faith, cultures, all can come together to promote peace, to really respect, to do better for their community. And that has started, and now we are present more, in 108 countries in the world.
Okay. So I have one question. How the people or the person or any organization or someone who is working better for the society can join URI, and how they can join United Religions Initiative?
So
We apologize. The connection has been lost.
Formally,
Okay, we're back.
Connections. They can be cooperation circles. And I have to be apologizing to everybody because of the huge tornado and cyclone. The connections is a little bad, so excuse us. So to engage, to involve with URI, a group can be called cooperation circle. 7 people of 3 different religions can form a group, and they can apply officially to be affiliated with URI, United Religions Initiative. And there is a process that a team would review and would engage and would accept their applications, and the certificate would be given to the group. URI never impose any agenda or anything locally. The group decides, it's an autonomous body. They decide whatever issue they work with. But as long as, the criteria of working with interfaith aspect, and 7 people and 3 different faith traditional people are coming together, they can apply, called cooperation circle applications, and they would be approved, accepted as a, not approved, as an accepted as a cooperation circle. And the benefit of connecting with this global network is you get the chance to attend a workshop, meeting, share your story from different from the group, with the group from different parts of the world. You get a chance to really, unfold those voices that either way cannot be heard. So the story is being circulated all around the world, and we work with partners, allies together to really promote the cooperation circle and their stories, their activities. And of course, it's online, www.uri.org. You can find all the information, including the application form to really apply online to be affiliated with the URI.
So can you please tell us, has it personally helped you to become more aware of different traditions, religions, and have it personally helped you grow as a human being by knowing all those type of, people, different religion, different traditions? How can, how can that help you as well?
So it's a very important question, truly, because when I was not introduced to URI, I came from a very kind of traditional family of typical Indian, and being India has a caste system, so I come from a Brahmin family. I don't believe in the caste system so much personally, but somehow I was born to it. I had no choice to take any choice when I was born. I was born in a Brahmin family, which is very highly regarded family, and I saw people who would touch my feet, even they were elder, because I'm a Brahmin. But my father was a priest. He was really a kind of the priest of oneness. He used to pray for oneness. So I found out there is a 3 aspects. One is really oneness, more talks about spirituality. They really are not necessarily bound to any practice. They're really in oneness. Oneness means, that they're very popular. I think as it's so much thunderstorm and we got power cuts. So I hope that
we can still see you. If you're comfortable, we can continue. We can.
I am comfortable. Yeah. So
okay.
Divine Mother and divine feminine energy, and also the nature. In learning that, I was never knew that there is a division. There's a differences between religions. So when I was out of my family with doing my master's in education, I realized there's so much from a very spiritual family. I never realized it. But again, cultural practice of music, that gave me a lot of opening, because when I started learning music more professionally, I had a teacher from very strong Muslim background. Being a Hindu Brahmin family, what never happened in the community, that I never had a chance to meet with a great legendary maestros that are from different religion. Normally you go to the same religion. So I then found out, my God, music can have a strong, that bounding of with my guru, with my teacher, so profound connections. I started learning the music. We had never felt that he was from a different religion. So that just intrigued me to bring music in the practice of oneness, of embracing people from different faith tradition. And I realized every faith in India is the home of the very renowned faith, Hindu and Buddhist and Jainism. All the faith were the birthplace of this holy land, India, that came from this country. Even when you are playing a bhajans, which is supposed to be played in a temple, you cannot go to play in a mosque, that music. But everybody use the same note of the music, everybody use the same syllable of the music, the same rhythm of the music, but you cannot play in a different way. So there's a differences. So, in that music aspect, they even don't come together. But if you really play the music all together, people from different faith community comes and play music together. Even as an event, we were playing music, and there was a Christian and Muslim musician. When we started drinking the water from the same bottle, it was really heart-touching. You don't see that normally in a community, that it would be happening, that people would drink the bottle of water from the same bottle. So you started drinking that. It worked. So this is what the beauty of music, uniting people, even keeping their uniqueness, respecting their uniqueness and diversity.
Wow, this is so great. Yeah, I do truly believe that music, love, kindness, compassion, that really unites all of us. And we all can, live peacefully together in this world and just explore each other's religions and understandings and kind of get to know each other and have an open communication and don't assume anything, just have this open thought. And right now I would like to move to the second part of our program, where we talk about creative society. And the creative society, I will remind our viewers, is a project on a platform of ALLATRA International Public Movement, where we are finding out, how do people envision a creative society, a society where everybody is happy, a society where everybody feels safe, a society where everybody has everything. How do you envision that society for yourself, your friends, and your family?
So each of us have a role to play. First of all, we are so drawn in this world with a rat race of competition, of so-called looking of each other, but we really never had time to look back at my own life, which called the eternal knowledge. Each of us have the unique quality of connection of eternal knowledge. Eternal knowledge is a knowledge beyond just one lifetime, as I express. It's a knowledge connected to the oneness. How each of us can have practiced that in a different way, practice of your own, what really makes you happy. And that consciousness has to come from this eternal connection, connections from our elders, connections from the wisdom keeper. So we can track back. We don't need to advance more. We need to track back to connect with our ancient knowledge and look back at our own life and really evoke that energy. I'll give the one example. If a stone lying underneath of the ocean for 1,000 years, still when you take out the stone and hit with another stone, it will spark the fire. Why? Even though in 1,000 years lying underneath of the ocean with the water, the stone did not lose its quality, what it was holding, the sparking quality. Each of us has that quality. It's just because of the situation we are underneath of the ocean. Just we need the right time, right moment to be conscious, to spark our energy. That sense, all we have to make to engage people of different people of society, to make that sense as a sensation. When we start something inside of us, it's a sense. With connecting oneness and the eternal knowledge guide us. You all, if you listen to your heart, each of us have that guidance. Nobody is less, nobody is more. It's depend upon exploring the ways of our own eternal power. And then there are aspects, there are organization need of the support. Then the design part. And we don't need to anybody else discover. I call it, there is a process called appreciative inquiry. More practically speaking, it talks about really discover yourself. And then you dream what you can be, and then you design. In that aspect, definitely we need support from all of us, each other. Put your sense and design it. So you put a feet in your dream so it can walk. So that's a design part. You start designing. There is a need of organization, need of really social, civic engagement, need of a lot of other support. Once you design it, it really happens. Your sense becomes a sensation for the whole community. And this is what I feel each of us don't look at the volume of the people. Look, even you make the story of the starfish. If you're able to make a difference to the one starfish, putting back to the ocean, you are making a difference in the world. As Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. So I believe each of us, don't see the world, each of us be the change. Change in everyday's life at your home. Be the change for your community. Be the change for yourself. If things does not attract to you, it's not mean to you. If things are not in your life, it's not supposed to be mean in the service in your life. So I would suggest people to really adopt more way of practicing your connecting to your eternal power, eternal wisdom, which music, art, yoga, or even service to the community. Many people are so highly motivated with serving people, education for the children, supporting women, families. If you're very happy to take care of family, do take care of unconditionally. The time would come, the oneness would be revealed to you. I bet anything about that.
So I have one question that you are also running for One Humanity, that is United Religions Initiative India platform, and you are connecting the world through the music. Could you please elaborate that?
So as it is a music, just one part of what I do, music has given me a lot of gift, because each of us, when we work, there is a process, inclusive and exclusive. In exclusive part, you're so extensively engaged with your work. But in inclusive part, when you come down, sit down and look back at your inside, there is a process. Music helps me to really purify to gives me energy on my own to sustain that. And I try to share that whenever it helps me to get connected with the larger community. So in top of that, there are a lot of issues that I work with. So what I use music is really profoundness, connections, and transcend ideology, connect people across barriers and borders. Because normally when you are going to a new community and connection, if you go with the music, it just does not have any containment or any container that people can judge. And normally these days, I would share one more story, very funny, but a story from my own life, just very real quick. As I said, the judgment is that what hold us back. One woman was fanning in the tomb of her husband for the longest time. People were looking at it, saying she gone mad. Many people said she's so much in love with with her husband that passed recently. So many people said anything. And they saw every day the woman would come in the morning, would sit next to the tomb of her husband and would fan the tomb. Finally, somebody went and sat with her, sat for the longest time. Sitting next to a person, you kind of developing a relationship. Finally, the person asked the woman after a couple of days, "Why are you fanning?" This is my husband. So we knew because the name was written. So why you are fanning? Are you not able to tolerate the pain? The woman said, no, that's not the truth. Because we married in a very nice way with all the ritualistic way. But then, a couple of months ago, I fell in love with a very charming man. And I told this to my husband, and he could not tolerate because he was so much in love with me. So I was kind of going out with that man. I'm so much in love with that man. And I went out, and then he had a heart attack. When I was in a movie, I got a call, said my husband had a heart attack. When I came home, I found my husband was not there. He was in a hospital. When I went to the hospital, the last breath, I couldn't talk to him. He just held my hand, said, "Please promise me, as long as the soil, the dirt of my tomb does not dry, you would not marry. Because then he died. Because he was my well-married husband, so the last word I want to respect is let the dirt of the tomb dries so I could marry the guy so quickly. So I'm planning so the dirt will dry so quickly because I promised him. So see, whatever we see, the story is somewhere else. This is called judgment. What you see in the perspective, it may not be the whole truth. Truth might lie somewhere else. So I think each of us, and not judgmental, but what you eat, what you wear, how do you look, what your skin color, this should not be. Does not matter. You never know the potential of each human being. So the story I shared is a story of right example of how we judge it. Even we see it. We saw her fanning, we judged. But the story, she was fanning so because she promised, and the dirt has to dry so fast. So she was in a hurry to go back to the man she loved.
Thank you so much, Biswadeb. That was an excellent story and example of, what we as human beings should do, and that how we all can come together and how we can all understand each other with open communication, with open hearts. And that's how, the creative society is happening. So I wanted to share with you that one of the foundations of a creative society is actually a human life and the importance and value of a human life. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you think about that being first foundation of a creative society?
So in the creative society, what I feel that justice is very important part because if you talk about humanity, which is the human being, everybody, Swami Vivekananda, the great ascetic, the saint of India, the oldest order of the monks, said one day in his life that the purpose of the human life is to stand so next to each other and serve the human community. So let me tell us why we're here. We're here to serve each other. We're not here to really enjoy our own life. It's to serve each other. That's the purpose of a human life. So I believe the creative society these days, that we have to really stand for the justice. Justice in various ways, in different levels of justice, to really stand for the people as a human being. What we need most is the food, the education, the water, the safe environment, the safe family, the health, all the safety. These are the important, essential aspect of our life to really survive. We don't need $1 million, perhaps. We need a little bit of it to sustain, but we need food. We need safe environment. We need to educate our children and safety and our family. So to have this happen, we need to stand for justice. As I could just an example that there's so much environmental degradation happening in many parts of the country, in many parts of the world. These environment degradations are a direct threat to the many indigenous communities in the world. If we don't stand to raise our voice against the injustice that's happening to the environment, it is a threat to the human being. It is a threat to all living beings. So that is sort of the unity. That is sort of the creative society, is really we stand for each other. Our voices should be together and been heard at various levels, at a local, at a national, at a global level. And creative society is really fostering the platform to nurturing each other's dream. And I think that a lot of things happening. I thanks the Al Harth TV and all of the network that you guys are promoting the richness. The glass is half full rather than half empty. So this is what the more message need to go to the community, to the globe, to the world, that there are people that are raising voices for the humanity, for the creative society, a society with abundance of joy and peace, with prevail justice.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is so amazing and such a great message. So how can we continue spreading this message around? Who do you think we should have on the program next, and why?
It's also very important because advocacy and bringing people voices together is very important. I congratulate and I appreciate, and I also extend my whole heart support to your network. And I, at this moment, cannot think anyone else than the founder of the URI, the Bishop William Swing, to come to talk the dream. So we get a chance to know what a little sense became the sensation that I was talking about. How this is the role of each of us to learn how each pioneer leader from their own consciousness had a sense put into the world, allowed people to join in, making it a sensation for the world, expanding the network to 108 countries. I would suggest definitely, and I would be happy to connect, I would suggest to the founder and the president of the United Brothers Initiative, Bishop William Swings, to come and to speak about his dream, his actions, engagement around the world.
That's awesome. Yes, let's put all the dreams and all the ambitions together and let's make this a better world. So before we go, is there something that we forgot to ask you? Or is there something you would like to wish to our viewers that are watching us right now?
I definitely would say that each of us has to think more internally, and you take a time to really focus your internal and get connections with your eternal knowledge. And by doing that, make sure that whatever makes you happy in a way of serving others. When we do practice our eternal knowledge, it must benefit others. It's not just I'm only meditating at my home, but how my meditation is able to happily influence others. The influence of whatever your power is the one, the key to begin the change, what Mahatma Gandhi said. So I would like to say that when we talk about more focusing our inner self in a spiritual manner, it's not only just taking care of our comfort and just making our own physical comfort. It is a more how can we influence others, even by your speech, even by your service, even by your music. When I play, I try to play not how much I play in deeply the syllabus, but how do I connect with others? How do I influence others to really get connections with the oneness, the way they think? So that was the most important part. Each of us need to think not about ourselves, but about extended family of our family, community, country, or the globe.
Wow, what a great message. And then Deepak, did you have anything to add to that message and how we all can work together to achieve a common goal of a creative society?
Yes, I would like to add, like, United Religions Initiative is working in 108 countries, and Alara TV is working in 180 countries. So I think it will be better if we can work on objectives together, and we can bring a new peace and humanity around the world.
Amazing, amazing message. And to join the project Creative Society, please visit allatraunites.com, and you will see on the screen our IT team is going to show the website, and you can go on the website and you can click the button Join Now. And when you join, you have ability to receive newsletters, or you have ability to participate in open conversations, just like what we're having right now. You have ability to tell us, how do you envision Creative Society? And maybe work on some of the projects around the globe together, so we can achieve the vision of Creative Society, where every single person can be happy. So dear guests, thank you so much for being with us today. And we're really, really excited to start this new journey alongside with Pajantra TV. And we know we're going to continue on this conversation. And this conversation will travel around the globe and reach everybody, because this topic of humanity is so important to all of us. Thank you.
As Allatra TV and Prajatantra TV is working together, so on behalf of Prajatantra TV, we want to welcome URI, United Religions Initiative, Prajatantra TV as well, and Allatra TV as well.
I want to say that Namaste, which means I bow down to each of you, which I bow down to it. We see the light of the divine light in each of us. So when we bow down to you, that means I see the divine in you. So I namaste to everybody, to all the audience, all the people connected. I bow down to each of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Until next time. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.